What's up, guys? This is the end of season two. I'm gonna do a Super Bowl recap, and we're gonna talk about Trevor Bauer going to the Dodgers now. All right, so Super Bowl, I was able to catch up on it on the following day after it was already all said and done. Yes, I knew what the score was, this, that, and the other. I just wanted to watch it play out. I was keeping up on social media while it was going on, and asking questions while I was at work and stuff. Um, and what I seen, before I was able to watch it the next morning was the Chiefs started out strong, and then it seems like there was a couple penalties that were questionable. I didn't see there was a couple game changing penalties, but I didn't see anything so crazy that it changed the full outcome. Chiefs O line was not there for Patrick Mahomes whatsoever. He was running all over the place. He was really struggling. He uh, he was getting. They said he almost ran about a total of 500 yards scrambling, not even positive yards, just altogether, just almost 500 yards. It did come out that he does need surgery for the turf toe injury that he has. They said that'll be done on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. Um, and they looked like they were going to keep up. It looked like it was going to be a shootout, and then it just Tom Brady did Tom Brady things. He's the GOAT. He did prove that that is the reason why he is the GOAT, is because he has the ability to just control the game. He's the best game manager there is. He's not super athletic. He's not doesn't do what Patrick Mahomes does, but he knows his football IQ is so far, and that there's no one else that has 7 Super Bowl wins, and now he did it on another team, and he's been impossible to beat in the postseason, and people are mad about it and stuff like that, but he is he's unstoppable, and my outtake from it was first quarter was looking really, really, really strong for the Chiefs. Bucks were just firing back every single time, though. They never had an answer for um that O line at that the Chiefs O line just never had an answer for that defensive front that the Bucks have. One of the best defensive fronts I have seen. I have seen some pretty solid defensive lines, but I would say the Chiefs were exposed this postseason. Not in a bad way, as in everyone knew that their offense was going to show up. What no one wanted to accept was the fact that their offense isn't the issue. They paid so much attention to that, and the Bucks knew that they had a defensive front that could stop them. Their weakness was their defense. Their defense has huge holes. They don't have a very solid secondary. Their front is pretty solid, but they can't cover a pass. They got exposed actually in the last year's Super Bowl up until the very end of the last half of the fourth quarter, not even the second half, the last half of the fourth quarter. They were purely dominated. And another thing is they also have they had issues all season. They had quite a few injuries, but their issues were they never really held the other team. They just outscored them. One of their losses, and the second loss they got doesn't even matter. In the regular season, they didn't care if they won or lost that game. But their second loss was due to the Raiders. The Raiders That wasn't their second loss. I don't believe it. It doesn't matter. Anyways, their loss to the Raiders earlier in the season was the fact that the Raiders outscored them. That's the problem. Their defense is not there. They obviously are going to have to address the issue in the offseason. But uh, honestly, seems to me that they didn't also have 100% of Patrick Mahomes in that game, but it just looked sloppy on the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs. They look like they struggled heavily. Um, and that's that, they they got exposed this time. They didn't get lucky in the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter and put up like 20 plus points like they did the year before. Though I'm not knocking them, but they were very close to being 0-2 in the Super Bowl. But like I said, they do have some competition coming their way. You got the Ravens, you got the Bills. The offseason is going to be huge. There's a lot of free agent quarterbacks out there. Now that the NFL is all wrapped up and no one's going to be watching it. There's going to be a long off season for some players. They got to figure out where they're going, who's signing who, what teams are going to have who. There's still big names out there, Dak, Deshaun, Carson, whether people want to accept it or not, Carson Wentz, big name quarterback, Alex Smith. There's just a long laundry list of backup quarterbacks and starters that are available to go to other teams. Now, if they do make a major change, the Chiefs honestly don't need a major change. Just hold on. They basically what they got to do is hold on to who they have, whether that be pay cuts or not. They may have to restructure some guys' contracts in order to afford. They need some star power on defense, like some legit star power. Um, they know who's there. They know that they're successful. They've been for 2 years. They went back to back Super Bowls. Like they have it. They are locked in. Like they know who their guy is. If you can get around Patrick Mahomes and surround him with a team, because it shows that one guy can make the difference. And this year, the difference maker wasn't necessarily, it didn't need to be Patrick Mahomes. It needed to be someone on defense. They didn't show up. Secondary didn't show up. That's their issue. Now we're just waiting to see what the trades are going to be. There's going to be some blockbuster trades within the NFL. And we have to find out whether or not, based on the trades, if the same teams are even going to be playoff contenders based on these trades. Like some of these teams are going to make huge, drastic changes in order to make their team contenders again. Like from what I've heard, that the Eagles possibly might get Nick Foles back, and Nick Foles has proven that that's his team. Like that's how who he operates with. Chicago's thinking about trading for Carson Wentz. That's like a huge rumor. Like that it actually might go through, and Carson Wentz might go to Chicago for whatever they decide to finalize the deal as. Now, I'm just paying attention to what the rumors are. I haven't really seen any finalized deals lately, just because of the fact that the season just ended. There's quite a few players that are rehabbing off major injuries. That there might be some big surprises that some fan bases might not agree with who their organizations are about to give up just to have a quarterback. But in order for your team to play somewhat decent, you do need a quarterback. Quarterback makes a huge difference. Now, it is on the organization to surround the quarterback with a team that can support him. Now there's going to be also some teams that took some huge hits the COVID side of the ball and also injury side of the ball. Now, I overheard it on a talk show that the Patriots are about to get like 15 players back that opted out due to the health conditions, like for the COVID protocols and all that stuff. And like, there's plenty of teams that had opt outs for COVID. Now it's whether or not they're gonna even they might have the same exact opt outs, but like once COVID is all said and done, a lot of teams are going to look a lot different next season. Like COVID did screw over some teams to the point where they lost some key starters for a game or two, sometimes three, depending on how ill they got. There was a lot of like in the beginning, they didn't even know if the season was going to finish out, if they were going to have to start the postseason early. All kinds of craziness. I'm glad that they were able to pull through and get a season knocked out, and you know have a Super Bowl and everything. Now they didn't do a Pro Bowl, which I don't, me personally, did not care. I mean, it's cool that you're able to vote and label somebody a Pro Bowler, but like to play the actual game, I mean, besides the vacation, I don't think the guys really care to play the Pro Bowl. It's usually before the Super Bowl. Guys don't really like to participate in it, especially if they got voted in. They're in the playoffs. Like they're too focused on getting the actual championship ring with their team. And that's why a lot of guys, they kind of just like, they play it out for the fun. It's kind of like backyard football. Like you're not gonna go, full on 100%. Like you're not getting paid to be playing in the Pro Bowl. Like no one even cares who the winner is. It's usually just for pure entertainment for everybody to watch players go make crazy trick plays and just watch your favorite player go out there and just be labeled a Pro Bowler. And they do what I think is more entertaining in the Pro Bowl than the game itself is the events that they do. I think that's cool. I think that's better than the actual Pro Bowl itself. I'd rather watch them do all those throwing events, sprint events, like the dodgeball event, like, just all the crazy cool, like kind of like combine type of setup. They all did no pads, no craziness, just competition. It's always fun to watch. And now we're in the off season. I'm gonna be talking a lot less on football as for the season's over. There's nothing going on with football besides, I might bring up some trades, some drafts, the draft picks that teams have made, what difference it's gonna make for those teams, stuff like that. And that'll be that for the NFL. We're going to be I'm going to be opening a new season that will each season, basically once the season ends in one of the major sports that I cover, I start a new season. In that season will cover more of whatever sport is going on at that time. You'll be able to figure it out. You'll see with the descriptions and everything like that and the episode details. This wraps up season 2, episode 10 for football. Now I'm gonna move on real quick onto the Dodgers signing Trevor Bauer. Everyone's been trying to figure out where that guy has been gonna go. He went on to sign with the Dodgers, which totally shocked the world. Cy Young winner. You would think the organization he was already with would give him the big contract. They did not. Now he's on a huge alpha roster of a team, the Dodgers, World Series champions, blah, blah, blah. Basically, that was a statement by the Dodgers. Like, they're willing to get whatever piece they need. They know they are the team to beat, so they added another weapon. And another major player in the MLB that got traded, Nolan Arenado, went to the Cardinals. The Rockies gave him up, I think, for just picks. I don't think the Rockies really got anyone blockbuster name worthy out of it. Um, that to me was big statement that the Cardinals want to be in it. They also just re-signed Yadier Molina to a 1-year deal as well. Cardinals are a very stacked team as well. They just added some major star power. They kept one of their stars and then added a major star. So Cardinals are in talks of possibly being playoff team. They're gonna be the one of the teams to beat, I think. I haven't, not gonna lie, haven't been really batting an eye to baseball until recently. Basketball is going on. It seems like everyone's on a pretty steady pace. I did see some highlights of the Warriors game. I am a Warriors fan. I just been paying more attention to football lately. I see the Warriors having a steady pace. Lakers are obviously up at the top, and that's pretty much it for those two. I think this year's NBA playoff picture is gonna come down to the wire. I believe Brooklyn, they got their squad. I think they're gonna be the team to beat in the East now. I see a Bucks versus Brooklyn Nets East Finals. In the West, it's probably gonna come down to, honestly, I think the West is gonna be a blockbuster postseason. There's going to be a lot of teams in the talks. Some teams might come out, squirt in last second, get in their postseason run, and do what they got to do. There's a lot of veterans in the West. There's quite a few veterans in the East. It's gonna be an awesome ride for the NBA, see how their season plays out. I know that they started allowing fans back into the games in some locations. You got to do what you got to do. Personal choice. Me personally, probably wouldn't go. Probably wouldn't even try. Um, I just don't feel quite comfortable yet doing that kind of stuff. Um, I do hope that, I know the vaccines are coming out and stuff like that, and people are getting vaccinated. The numbers are dropping based on what I've been seeing and stuff, and hopefully, we can get some normalcy again in our world of craziness going on. And I did notice while watching the Super Bowl, they did allow, I think it was something like 25,000 fans. It's a decent amount of people, I think, especially with the fact that the Super Bowl was in Tampa and Tampa was in the Super Bowl. I think, honestly, just even having the 25,000 fans, excuse me, made a huge difference for the Buccaneers. Having crowd interaction, gets guys amped up and stuff. And it's good to see, crowd interaction, because like players, like I know LeBron came out earlier, I think last week, and was like, having the crowd interaction is a big motivator. Sometimes it gets the guys going, gets you thinking a little bit. Sometimes it gets in guys' heads when the crowd starts heckling and stuff. It makes a difference. The difference that you can't see as a viewer watching it live on TV, or if you record, can't catch the games all the time like me. Stuff like that, and I think some of these some of these games maybe later down the year in the MLB and the NBA so far. Those are going to be my main two to talk about once the MLB kicks off. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully they can start allowing fans by the time their season starts. I know they were trying to get them to push it back and push it back and push it back. We'll see how far they push it back. I know that spring training's coming up soon. Next thing coming up for the NFL is the draft. We're gonna see who comes out first, who comes out second, top two picks. Me personally, there's not like a huge game changer like Trevor Lawrence. Everyone loves the guy. He's gonna end up probably, if he can prove out, he'll prove out. Do great things. Hopefully, watched him a few times. Kind of fun to watch. Justin Fields is fun to watch, if they can stay healthy in the NFL. And the NFL is a whole nother level of competitiveness, quicker, bigger dudes, everything's different. That pretty much wraps up this episode. I was a little shocked with the outcome of the Super Bowl. Didn't think it was going to be such a blowout and that the Chiefs wouldn't score a single touchdown, seeming to be that they are the top ranked offense, but they faced Brady and his firing squad, and they came out with a huge statement right off the bat. Like they were not taking their foot off the gas, and congrats to them. It worked. Defense wins championships. Just thought I'd add that. Chiefs probably should get a defense, a much better secondary. They'd probably could have won that Super Bowl. And they should probably, I would say, the Buccaneers, if they can add, always improve your team. That's always what any team is looking to do. But if the Chiefs ever want to be, because back in the Super Bowl run, one, gotta learn the fact that they got to protect their quarterback because he looked like he was pretty beat up this year. So they would not having one of their star O linemen is what I heard that they didn't have. So they should probably look to get some star linemen possibly in the draft. I could see them doing that. I could see them drafting a lot of secondary, a lot of DBs. And I wouldn't count the Chiefs out for a while. As for Mahomes, isn't going anywhere. And Brady says he's going to run it back again. Going to go for ring number 8. And Bucs are going to be a hard team to beat next year if they can hold that team together all through a whole nother season. They're going to be hard to beat. That wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for listening. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Feedback always helps, everyone. It always helps. See a friend, tell a friend, to just put it out there, I'm asking for any support, like, comment, just a view. If you just want to view it and just mind, subscribe. I need showing the support. Biggest thing you could do is subscribe. Follow my pages on Twitter. It's Let's Argue 49. That's the Twitter handle. The Instagram handle is Let's Argue 49 as well. Same handles for both. This will be up on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, do everything. The more interactions I get, the more it gets out there to people, and you can listen to another podcast out there in the world. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week.